There are two chases in this book. The first is him trying to run down Martin Luther King and hunt him down. So he's the hound. And then the second one, he's the fox. He's the one being chased. Mm-hmm. And you get this weird mix of chaser and chasee.
Yeah, yeah. And I think there's even a third, because I think that in the first third of the book or so, Martin Luther King is being pursued in a way by J. Edgar Hoover, by the FBI, by society in some ways. He's getting all these death threats. He's getting all this criticism from the Black Power movement and from people within his own within his own organization.
He's almost being chased down by history, because
by history, yeah.
Because people forget, when he was killed, he was actually past his zenith. He was in decline when he was killed.
In many ways, he was really searching for what to do next, and trying to figure out how to breathe some new life into the movement, which seemed to be disintegrating and going in all these different directions. The great battles of the civil rights movements had been fought and won, for voting, for public accommodations, Selma, Montgomery, Birmingham, and he was really searching for something new and sort of justify his place in the movement. He'd become a vocal critic of the Vietnam War, which had gained him a number of enemies and lost him a lot of his old allies in Washington. So, he gained some weight. He was smoking more. He was stressed out. He wasn't sleeping well. It's a very different Martin Luther King than the one that I think most of us are familiar with.
Now, the conspiracy people, I grew up on this stuff, mm-hmm. and loved it. Mm-hmm. All the conspiracy things. They're never going to be happy with a plausible explanation. Are you taking flack from them?
A lot. And of course, this book will do nothing, absolutely nothing. It will not even make the slightest dent in the conspiracy theories. They're just proliferating before your very eyes. They don't like the book, but I didn't write the book for them, and I didn't write the book to try to convince someone who was already convinced of a massive conspiracy. And I think that conspiracies, it's human nature. I think we're hardwired as human beings to look for larger patterns behind events like this. I get that. I understand it. I certainly look for conspiracies in this case. I read all the conspiracy books and tried to make sense of some of this stuff. And there are a lot of unanswered questions. There are a lot of seeming conflicts in the testimony, and different people who say they saw different things in different places. And there's certainly questions about where Ray got his money and where Ray got some of his aliases. So I get that too. I get the fact that there's just unanswered questions. For me, an unanswered question is just an unanswered question. For a conspiracy theorist, it's proof of a massive conspiracy involving thousands of people. That's the difference. I mean, my book is riddled with questions. I'll just say, we don't know what he was doing here. Or conspiracy theorists have to connect the dots, and just, there's proof right there that LBJ and J. Edgar Hoover and the mafia were involved, and of course the Trilateral Commission and the CIA and the Green Berets and the Memphis Police Department and the Fire Department.
Richard Nixon and the Masons.
Yeah, so it is kind of ridiculous. Some of the theories that are out there are so preposterous. They involve so many thousands of people from different bureaucratic organizations all working in tandem, and then all covering up for 42 years all of this stuff. It depends on, you have to be an incredible patriot to believe that your government could pull off something this sophisticated and then keep a secret for half a century. But anyway, there it is. What I am surprised about with conspiracists is the kind of level of hostility. It's not like they disagree with you about a point. It's they hate your guts. They think you're a threat, and they say things like, Hampton Sides is a pen name because he's really an FBI operative, or I'm a publicist of the CIA, or in other words, I'm part of the conspiracy. And the mainstream media is part of the conspiracy.
Well, you were there
Yeah.
in Memphis at the time he was killed.
Yes, I was.
Okay, you were 6, but it's
You know.
probably enough.
Yeah. But that's what they do. I mean, anyone who arrives independently at the conclusion that Ray did it independently is by definition part of the conspiracy. So this aspect of it surprised me, is just kind of how far they'll go to try to paint you in as being part of the conspiracy.
The book is Hellhound on His Trail, the stalking of Martin Luther King Jr. and the international hunt for his assassin. I've been speaking with the author Hampton Sides and Hellhound on His Trail, published by Doubleday.